I must be anxious or something. Maybe a breath of fresh air would do me some good.
You do this every time, this spot. World posting number 236.
Who's there? What are you doing out this late?
That's my line.
I talked to Victor earlier. He told me you become quite the swordsman.
You've never praised me before.
Yes, I have. You've just forgotten.
No, I'd never. All you ever did was get mad at me.
That's so now. What's gonna happen with that little girl?
We're still not sure, but one thing is, we're gonna give it all we've got to keep her safe.
To think that I'd hear you talk about protecting people.
That statement is proof that you're now able to care for those around you. To think of people other than yourself. The desire to shelter the weak from danger is one that blossoms in all people eventually. And it seems it has now blossomed in you, son. I'd say you've grown into a fine example of a man.
Something here's wrong. Find Victor immediately and tell him to go on reconnaissance. Then go back to your friends and help them prepare for the worst. Got it?
Got it. Hey, Victor! My dad wants you to go on reconnaissance.
Reconnaissance? He said that? I'll gather my subordinates and leave right away.
Uh-oh. Is this some sort of...
Deadly!
It isn't Kronos, is it?
We're under attack! The enemy's upon us!
We're out.
Since we've opened this can of worms, time to get down and dirty.
They let me come back, dude.
commander's here.
That's your number!
Don't make this a war of attrition. Why do you insist on sending your
That's your number!
the old-timer? Once you do that, his lackeys won't be far behind. Then victory will be ours. If this were a run, it's mine, dog. I see you live up to your nickname of Bloodbath. The commander is should be apparent to you. Cool the damage is up. Don't tell me what we can and can't do. Having none understand. Nothing but a war of attrition. Exactly. The only time you lose is when you give up. This isn't over yet. No, not by a long shot.
Freaking fake apple.
Time to retake the lead in this clash.
Relia!
I won't! So, maiden, you're the one Kronos is chasing around. Don't get near us! Don't want to listen? Then consider his lifeblood spilled.
Dad, no!
If only you'd listened to me, this wouldn't have happened. All right now, don't try anything funny. This guy's my leverage, so I'm taking him with me. Stay back! It's okay. Don't worry about me. Shut your jowls! And now for my first demand. Let's see. How about you pack up and scram by sunrise? That should be enough for now. I'll let your imaginations run wild about the others.
His face looked like it was glitching or something.
This is all my fault. I should have been watching Relia more closely.
Let's go after her right now.
Not so fast. What if the enemy were to discover us?
They won't if we act now.
Have any idea where they might have gone?
There's the old execution site to the northwest they've been using as a camp.
What an eerie place to choose for a camp.
It's where all the criminals in the country used to be disposed of. But from the accounts we've heard, the government supposedly abandoned it a long time ago.
Then, that's where we'll head.
I would like to accompany you as well.
Lieutenant?
Then count us in too.
As you have no official directive to go there, such actions would constitute a breach of conduct. I could never ask that of you.
Come on!
That's an order.
Understood.
Lieutenant, please bring Advisor Camus home safe.
Good luck, sir.
Let's get going, Victor. You won't be going as Lieutenant Oakville of the Central Rasulian Army, but as Victor, a friend and fellow disciple of my father, right?
That's exactly right. Lead the way, my brethren of the blade.
I know we can save him.
All right, let's get to it.
When the heck do I get time to do my freaking mission?
Sorry. Pardon me.
This thought just crossed my mind, so let me ask you. Does research cost money?
Some, yes.
I thought so. First, think of how much money it takes to buy laboratory experiments. Now, think of all the patches you could buy with it instead. Seems like such a waste now, doesn't it?
Don't you mean new clothes, not patches for old ones?
Wait, you don't count money in terms of the patches you could buy with it?
Wow, Miki, you are a master miser. War is truly abhorrent.
When you're shooting it out with an enemy fleet, you almost get used to the horror of taking lives. But in the end, it's the same thing.
You're right. I was disgusted that people could slaughter each other like this. But it's really no different from what we do.
Seeing as we're both in the military, we mustn't forget that we're responsible for things like this.
Sir.
Lieutenant, don't you want to go with the others?
Dax, how did you know about that?
Don't be so prickly wiggly. We'll be fine.
There's no doubt in my mind that we can handle this. You, however, I'm not so sure about.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Why you gotta single a guy out like that?
Thank you so much, everyone.
Pardon me.
What exactly are the corrupt?
Let me explain. Regular animals, such as wolves, birds, and so on, are somehow imbued with marks resembling signets, which turns them into vicious beasts. The corrupt also carry diseases, I heard. At least, that's how people say the disease that killed my parents and Fiddly's mother spread.
Would you like to find out if that was really the cause?
Ah, I never thought to find out, but maybe I do. To be honest, I may have been too preoccupied with the past. I need to be stronger and start looking ahead.
What's the deal, Victor? Why didn't you come? You promised you would!
What promise is this?
Only our 33rd duel? Don't tell me you forgot this memorable event.
Sorry, but it seems I have. When did I make that promise?
When you were drinking with my squad! You promised before you passed out in the plaza the next morning. In my dream.
If only I had the amount of freedom you do.
To the inn.
Let's see, that makes... wow, 263. Amazing. So many different types of sweets, just in Rasulia alone. But that isn't nearly enough. No, I won't stop eating until I've had at least a bite of every last sweet in the world.
Those kicks of yours are some of the best I've ever seen, Anne. Your military must have a strong tradition of martial arts.
I didn't actually learn that technique in the military. My grandmother taught me how to fight.
Oh.
Back in her day, my grandmother could knock a large tree down with a single kick.
That's very impressive.
Hey, Miki, when we were kids, didn't you used to run faster than me?
Yes, I think I did.
I thought that... Oh, maybe you're slower because you got fat.
How can you say such terrible things like they were nothing? You're so mean!
I didn't mean it like that. I meant you're cooking so good, you just can't stop eating it.
I've had it with you!
That's not what I meant. All I wanted was to try your home cooking again. Since you're finally back home. I swear.
You know, while hitting on some women, I learned a lot of people think something's odd with this war.
Is that so?
For example, they're wondering how those advanced weapons appeared out of nowhere, and why Rasulia can't stand up to them.
And what does all this have to do with hitting on the locals?
Don't underestimate ordinary people. They already realize how peculiar it is that Rasulia has been upstaged, and by a nation with much less martial prowess, no less.
That still doesn't explain what this has to do with hitting on the locals.
This is incredible news, yes sirree. Gotta gather more intelligence.
What do you think of children who are selfish?
You don't want to constantly indulge them, but as an adult, you have to grin and bear it sometimes. That's how kids are.
I agree. It's only natural for them to be selfish at that age, and yet Relia...
Not only that, but she keeps everything bottled up inside.
It's not enough to just protect her physically. It's also our responsibility to protect her emotionally.
Okay then, let's reconvene in front of the inn.
You don't have to tell me, I get it. I shouldn't be wasting my time trying to be a gourmand. I mean, after seeing all these battles firsthand, it's just...
I don't think it's a waste at all. Having a hobby is a great thing.
Thanks. That's nice of you to say. If only I wasn't so hungry all the time. I need to keep my stomach in check.
No, that's not my cat.
Okay then, let's reconvene in front of the inn.
I wonder if I have too much muscle. Shaping up is great and all, but I don't want to get too bulky. I really think my arms look too much like a man's. My stomach muscles are getting more defined too, and my shoulders are a little broader than I'd like.
You look absolutely fine to me. I don't think you have anything to worry about.
You think so? I'm fine the way I am? Well, if you say it's okay, then I guess I'll stop worrying.
Oh, you reek of alcohol.
This planet's awash in fine alcoholic beverages. Fruit wine, fermented liquors, and any other type you could ever want.
The climate around this area is mild, too.
Next to Trakur's harsh environment, Rasulia is a veritable paradise. That's why conflicts break out.
It's not our fault that their land isn't fertile.
I know that all too well. We've been in the same position, too.
Can I ask you something? If someone gave you a stuffed animal, would that make you happy?
You never know. I personally think it depends on the animal. Maybe if the person likes animals, and you give them one of their favorites.
One of their favorites? You mean like a cat? Research is key, like Marketing 101. Thanks. I'll keep that in mind.
Okay then, let's reconvene in front of the inn.
Considering their population level and resources, Trakur has absolutely no chance of victory.
That's what common sense tells us.
Power makes people do strange things.
Are you guys gonna be okay, Emerson?
We'll have to watch what we do.
What is it about cats you like so much?
I like how they're usually cool and aloof, but then they suddenly come over to you for attention, kind of sweet and sour.
Sweet and sour?
It's a figure of speech. Cats often seem to be in a sour mood, but under the right conditions, they'll suddenly get sweet on you.
Oh, I see. You mean like Victor.
Victor? Really? I don't know. Maybe he is?
Okay then, let's reconvene in front of the inn.
As a military man, do you ever struggle with the concept of taking life?
All military personnel must face it at one point or another. Tears have no place on the battlefield. For you and I are merely instruments of war. Having said that, you need to embrace the feeling of disgust that accompanies killing others for as long as you live. Because that is your humanity. At least, that's what I was taught. A long time ago.
Your teacher sounds like an excellent mentor. I'd like to meet him someday.
If only he was still alive.
That inn last night was downright scary, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, no doubt about it.
What was scary?
There were 3 of them on my bed, just staring at me.
I only had the ghost of some old lady on mine.
Oh no. Of all the things you could possibly talk about, you had to choose that? That conversation didn't happen. You just imagined it.
Whoops.
A dog.
Do you like dogs?
No. I see them as rivals.
Rivals? I'll just pretend I didn't hear that.
Okay then, let's reconvene in front of the inn.
Kitty!
You are an acquaintance of Fiore.
Yes, and I hear you're the most brilliant person to ever work at the Institute, Cassius.
That is because being a child affords me a different frame of reference. I am not encumbered with the same prejudices of perception that afflict adults, and thus, I am more apt to make new discoveries.
Oh, so that's why.
Fidel, stop wandering off already!
I've got to go.
Is something wrong, Anne?
Someone behind us has been staring at me for some time.
Well, there's nobody there.
I guess I'm just imagining things.
So, do you have a lady friend?
I'm still not finished with my training. I don't have time for romantic entanglements.
Training has nothing to do with it. What do you think, Fidel?
Love allows you to hone your skills, kind of like a spiritual whetstone.
Devotion makes you a better swordsman, but love does not.
Sure can.
Indeed.
Fiore, you like taking things apart and stuff, don't you?
Oh, you noticed. It's true, I can't help myself whenever I see small mechanical objects.
That's funny. I, on the other hand, learned how to take a good hard pounding thanks to Fiddly.
A what?
When I was little, I used to play with boys a lot. We'd often battle with halberds and other weapons. Whenever I wanted to shake things up, I'd switch to morning stars and other weird ones.
Oh, I get it now. So that's what you meant.
This planet sure has a lot of beautiful women.
Do you always have to view things through such a warped lens?
Aren't you the one who says it's important to see things from different perspectives?
Don't twist my words like that.
It may take a while, but I know you'll come around someday, Anne. Hey, take a look at that pretty lady over there.
That's not seeing things from different perspectives. That's looking around like a kid in a candy store.
Fidel, do you have a girlfriend?
Whoa, that's rather sudden of you.
Amateur.
I'll give it a rest.
I'll take a cute guy over a handsome one, but he needs to have a bit more confidence than that.
Well, I'd say it's about time to say hi to a few special ladies.
Okay.
You sure? Because I'll really do it.
Go ahead.
No, I don't feel like it anymore. Maybe some other time.
That went just like Fiore said it would. All I had to do was agree to it.
Miki, are you being a part of the team and pulling your own weight? You're not just bumbling around and holding everyone back, are you?
I'm fine. I might not look it, but I'm actually a lot stronger now. What about you, Tet? You're not slacking now that Fiddly's not around, are you?
Hey, I'm still an assistant instructor, you know. I teach the village children about swordsmanship. Don't you worry.
What about your own training? You're not skipping out on that, are you? So you are slacking. I knew it. You're a lost cause.
Riddle me this. When you clasp your hands in front of your chest, which of your thumbs goes on top of the other? The left one or the right?
I'm almost positive I put my right thumb on top.
Ha ha! Of course it's your right hand. I just knew it.
What's this for, anyway?
People whose right hands go on top are said to think with their left brain, while those whose left hands go on top are supposedly right brain.
What are these left brains and right brains you speak of? I don't get it.
I knew it. I knew it'd be the right hand.
That's great, but how about letting me know what you're talking about?
The climate here is delightful.
It sure is. You know, before I left Thal, I had no idea the weather could vary so much from place to place.
Which type of weather do you prefer? Hot or cold?
I'll take hot over cold any day. It's so much easier to train and move around when it's warm out.
So you're active then?
Let's meet at the training hall. Pardon me.
One time, when Fiddly and I were little, we got lost while playing on a mountain and had to spend the night there. I was 6 when it happened, and Fiddly was 11, I think.
I didn't know you were so mischievous.
I got scared and started to cry. So Fiddly tried to make me feel better, saying, "Calm down, there's nothing to worry about." But when I woke up in the morning, Fiddly's eyes were all puffy and red. Apparently, he'd been crying during the night.
Well, that's to be expected from a young child, after all.
But every time I tell this story, he insists that he never cried. He says that I just made that part up.
Men are like that. Show him some sympathy.
Let's meet at the training hall.
Indulge me, Emerson. In your opinion, which planet of all the ones you've ever visited had the tastiest food?
Food. Let me see. On one planet I went to about 6 years ago, I had some steak that was green. I don't know what animal the meat came from, but I do remember that it was very juicy and delicious.
Green steak.
I was trying to make you appalled, but you seriously want to eat green steak?
I envy you so much. I really want to go to space sometime.
Let's reconvene in front of the inn.
I don't know about you, but I had such a hard time deciding where to get my first signet.
Huh.
I asked for it on my right cheek. I really thought it would add some dash and daring.
You did?
I must have been going through a rebellious phase. Yeah, that's it.
And what an unconventional one. I wish I could have seen it.
This necklace with the teardrop charm would suit Miki perfectly. And this grandiose ring just screams Fiore from all angles.
Hey, what are you looking at?
Accessories. Out of everything here, what do you think I should get, Fidel?
There's no question. The cat earrings, of course.
He likes the same things as me. I'm so happy.